Hello, you're listening to the DTA Wrestling Podcast, available on the go with Spotify, Amazon Music, and Acast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the DTA Wrestling Podcast. Starting off the new season in 2024. It's been a while, and we are very, very glad to be back. And I say we when I mean me, because unfortunately two of our members today aren't here. However, we have been graced with a brand new member, a good friend of mine and a good friend of yours to be, my dear friend Will.
Hello.
Here he is. Hi, Will. How are you doing today, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm intrigued about this Rumble weekend. To say the least. It's possibly a card with so little on, but with possible big ramifications that it should be quite interesting.
Yeah, it should be. Hopefully, I agree. I think.
God, I hope so.
I mean, yeah, really, really hope so. I do feel as if the only things people really look forward to for the Royal Rumble is the actual Royal Rumble matches themselves. Although last year, I believe it was last year, definitely was last year, we were graced with Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, and that was a very, very good match. It's just a shame, really. I guess the result of that, however you want to take it, especially following the WrestleMania that came up to that. But just first things first, introduce yourself. Well, let's ask you a couple of quick fire questions straight away. When you were growing up, were you a Raw or a SmackDown child?
I was Raw for the actual wrestling side of everything. But I was a SmackDown because they had that giant fist that came through the Titantron.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that is the best. I'm gonna keep it for YouTube. That is the best thing ever. How they just you can imagine the word I was going to use there, but I was like, that is the best thing that they've just got this fist coming out of the screen. And I think I could have swore someone like Jeff Hardy jumped off it or something at some point in time.
I think a bunch of people have jumped or been thrown off of it.
Oh, it was just so good.
Or there was at least plans for it. I think there was plans for it. Might have been Ty Dillinger to get chokeslammed off of the fist by Kane, but I can't remember if that's true or not. But there's definitely been spots, and you're right. That fist coming through the Titantron was just as iconic as Teddy Long's dancing. It was just
Teddy Long. Just
Teddy Long
coming out in those stupidly oversized suits, calling everyone player, and then just, your family just died? You're going to have a match with The Undertaker, player.
One-on-one with The Undertaker.
It's like, dude, let him mourn the death of his dog. Come on, man.
Holla.
You're going to have a triple threat handicap match against The Undertaker, and The Undertaker, player. It's like, dude, what the hell is your problem?
Okay.
I think Teddy Long wanted to face The Undertaker.
Probably, yeah.
And he was trying to wear him down by sending him every match.
As many people after him as he could. I've gone through the whole roster. It's time.
I've got no one else. It's me. And he shows up in
WrestleMania 22.
Spandex suit.
Teddy Long beats the streak.
But it's almost to be fair, it's not the weirdest thing that's happened in WWE.
No,
do you remember the time
in the 2000s
where Vince McMahon teamed up with God or someone? Genuinely, I wish I was making this up for those that don't watch wrestling or whatever. Vincent Kennedy McMahon teamed up with God. And God had his own entrance.
He did.
They had a spotlight that came down the ramp. There was nothing there.
You know him as the Almighty, the man upstairs, God. And it was just
gentlemen, God.
Just a big bright white spotlight.
Even as a kid, you watch it And have we made it past 2 minutes?
Yeah, we've made
Like,
it past. Yeah, we're at 5.
yeah, as a kid, you are sat there going, "What the fuck?" You're stood just
Yeah.
watching Raw. What, like, oh, it's mad.
It's kind of difficult to play off those conversations in the playground afterwards. We're like, yeah, I like wrestling. They go, you know, it's fake, right? And you go, no, it's not. They had God on the show.
No, Vincent Kennedy McMahon teamed up with God, and
Yeah.
I think they won the match.
Yeah. And then next week, he's going to wear a durag and be ECW world champion.
Oh my God. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
I
Because
don't.
he did some things in that era.
He's done some. He's done. Yeah, and a lot of that's coming out as of late of things he did.
It was all televised. Of course it's coming out.
Good point.
How-
It's on the
how can it
network.
not
You
come
can go
out?
back and find it. It's fucking
There's
archive.
literally an archive
Yeah.
of the shit he has done.
My God. Okay, so Raw for the wrestling, SmackDown
Raw for the wrestling and SmackDown for the fist.
for the fist. Right. Okay. Next question. All time favorite wrestler.
No, it's a very controversial one.
Oh dear.
So I apologise for those that get either offended or they turn around and go, "Hey, that person," but it is Chris Benoit.
Okay,
Like,
everyone, thanks. I hope you've enjoyed Will on the podcast.
No, as in, okay, forget the things
Yeah.
that he did afterwards,
Yeah.
but his in-ring technique and the storytelling that he was incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't. I think a lot of. I don't think a lot of people can dispute that. I don't think his actions after wrestling.
see, that is the thing. That is where, like, as a wrestler, I think he's one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
As a person, absolutely, I don't.
Yeah,
I
scum.
hate him.
Scumbag.
Like, scum.
Absolute
Bottom of
scum.
the earth, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Like, as a person.
But
Fine, Rey Mysterio, because he wears a mask. Like, no, what are the Lucha House Party? Because they go Lucha. Yeah, all right, fine. Is that what you want? Is that what you want from me, Tom? You're breaking me down here.
I want a politically correct choice. You know, Papa Shango, something like that. Something politically correct.
All right then, Mr. America, because who was he?
Who was he?
That gold fucking handlebar mustache poking out.
Who was he? Who was he?
Joke of a man.
Who was that man? Lie detector test. Proved it wasn't Hulk Hogan. It was totally fine. Okay. So no, I'll accept. I think a lot of people accept Benoit as a respectable answer in terms of being a wrestler. I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that he was not good in the ring. And you know,
I am very much taking the approach of people will still listen to Fireflies by Owl City,
right?
but they won't talk about the guy because the guy sucks. Like, did whatever, but everyone bops to the song.
It's
That's what I'm taking.
separating the art from the artist.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
No, that's totally fine. And we grew up, unfortunately, but when our generation of watching it, we had Rabid Wolverine, Benoit. So we didn't see. We didn't have WCW Benoit. We didn't have early days WWF Benoit. We had, or not WWF. Would have been Ruthless Aggression Attitude Era Benoit. But we had yellow tight, rabid teeth. Diving head.
And like those,
always did the diving head.
Those claw marks on his tights as well.
Yeah. Oh, he was a fantastic in-ring performer, but yeah. We're not acknowledging him as a person, but as a performer, yeah. Okay.
Next
question.
Your Honor.
Okay, in your opinion, who is your least favorite wrestler?
Oh, it's so as a kid,
Right.
like when I was watching, my least favorite wrestler just ever was Mr. Kennedy. I hated his entrance. I hated the way that he would like strike that pose where he would like wait for the microphone to come down, and then he would go, And it was just like, dude, just shut up and wrestle.
Yeah,
Like you're showing up in a vest and like tighty whities.
yeah,
Like there's nothing about you that looked cool. Like growing up, I then went, actually,
it's a great
he's
character.
pretty dope.
Yeah, he's pretty
Like
damn
the
good.
character is pretty damn good. But at the same time, as a kid, I just never like got over it.
I I
Um,
I had the exact same thing on the same era with MVP. Couldn't stand MVP at all when I was watching it as a kid. That big, giant, stupid, inflatable tunnel that he had that was filled with smoke, the clock
one,
ticking.
two,
Exactly,
hear the
one,
clock
two.
ticking.
And then he just, I'm
3,
coming, and then
4,
jumps out of it. And
knock on the door.
I'm like, oh my god, mate, just go away. And he held that US
Yeah.
title for so long. And I was like, oh man, it
I
was
think he
him.
beat Cena for it, and it was just like, and then that's when Cena went off for the chat, like the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I think it's when he got elevated was after MVP, even though he was
But I
still
think MVP
thugging.
was a damn good like US champion.
Yeah, yeah. I think
But
again, growing up, I think when you get to an adult and you appreciate wrestling for being what it is, and as a kid, you're just liking the characters that are cool and that are getting over. MVP just wasn't that for me. But looking back now, yeah, fantastic, great athlete, great performer.
that is the thing. We can now turn around, and as kids, we're probably like, "Oh, fuck these guys, they
Yeah,
suck. They're the worst wrestlers." But like, for us to be able to think back on them and actually go, you know what, they were that good of a character that I hated them.
yeah,
They're damn
exactly.
good performers.
Exactly. Because I don't think we understood the concept of a heel and a face back then and what being a heel meant to be and how to get
No,
heat.
it's just like they're a bad guy. I hate them.
Yeah, and they were very, very good at being the bad guy. I think it was just more like, oh god, he's here again. Ugh.
Um, but I will say my all-time most hated wrestler is that kid that joined up with Braun Strowman to face Cesaro and Sheamus for the WWE Raw Tag Team
The
Champion.
tag team
I
crabs again.
Who
Yeah.
was the kid that helped Braun
He's gonna
Strowman?
Google.
Yeah,
I
Nicholas.
agree. Nicholas.
You son of a bitch. Oh
Screw
my
you.
god. He is now 6'5".
How long ago was that? How long ago was that teaming up?
I don't know, but that was when he was in 4th grade, and now he's in 10th grade.
Oh my god! So 6 years ago. So 2018.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, probably 2017, 2018, around that time. Damn. Yeah, fuck that kid.
Yeah, but no, he couldn't wrestle for shit.
No, he couldn't.
Little prick.
Unbelievable. Okay, so least favorite wrestler when you were a kid, Mr.
It's
Kennedy
Nicholas.
and Nicholas.
Nicholas the child.
Two of the worst wrestlers to ever enter a WWE ring. Okay. Next question. Let's go favorite pay-per-view. Favorite pay-per-view of all time. Not necessarily the year to the date, but I just meant like as a staple, like what pay-per-view do you wait for every year and be like, oh, I can't wait for this.
Oh, see, when I was a kid, so this comes back to like all my childhood stuff, but I love Elimination Chamber. Like I just love like everything that happens in there. Just people getting absolutely launched into just everything. Like when Sheamus bro kicked the pod, taking out Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like the cowardly heels, like closing the door and like keeping it closed and stuff, and then just people breaking through pods. And when like Goldberg, and I know he is a controversial figure, but when he speared, was it Jericho through the pod, and everyone lost their minds. It was so good.
Yeah, when you wait for the pod to get broken. It seems to be a staple now every year. Is that someone's going to go through the pod at some point.
Yeah.
Someone's going to jump off the top of the pod at some point.
I think the first person to like climb to the top of like the Elimination Chamber and like jump down onto people, like I'm probably going to get absolutely rinsed for this, but I feel like it was like Kalisto.
It was either Callisto or
Is that
Sin Cara. I'm not.
I wouldn't trust Sin Cara
I
up
wouldn't
there.
trust Sin Cara. Sin
Jesus
Cara. Oh my
Christ!
god, I wouldn't
I
trust
would
Sin.
like you know how like wrestlers they do the whole like oh we're beating each other up but we're getting into position.
Yeah.
I would clear the ring. I'd just be like everyone get out of the way, let him
It's like,
fall.
have you seen that video of Randy? It was like there was a guy, I don't know, it was Randy Orton. He was with a bunch of other people, and someone's like going to take a high flyer move out of the ring, like a ring dive, and
Yeah.
he's like rolling, he's like on his side, right up against the barrier, about a foot away
Oh
from
yeah.
everybody else, and
It's
a
like,
guy's
no, no,
filming
no,
him
no,
and
no.
going, "Randy, what do you do?" He's like, "I don't want to get landed on." He's like, "All right, fair enough." Yeah, that'd be
Fuck you,
me.
dude.
That'd be me.
You
Like,
land on it.
yeah. If Vince came to me and said, "Tom, you're gonna take a spot in the elimination chamber tonight. Someone's gonna climb the top and they're gonna do a crossbody from the top of the cage," I'd be like, "Mint, that sound. What a great spot, Vince. Cool. Who's doing it?
Sin
Ugh.
Cara.
I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
I've got a dodgy knee. Doctor hasn't cleared me. Oh, he said you were fine. Yeah, I know, but it's been playing me up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh no, I have shot myself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
you
would
just go,
just
bear
take
with me
it.
1 second, Vince. Door closes. Bang. Ah.
you just hear just in the distance just
Just was a lone gunshot. Bang.
you come out like holding back tears.
Yes. Oh, I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry.
It's a work. It's a work. I promise. Sin Cara did it. Right. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, there'll be more questions to follow as the episodes go on, and you join us for more things when we deliver. But it's nice to get in that kind of mindset of who your favorite wrestler is, your least favorite.
Remember, it's the art, not the artist.
It's the art, not the artist, of course. So, obviously, this weekend, fantastically, is the Royal Rumble. It's in a few hours as of recording of this. Hopefully, this goes up before the Royal Rumble happens, so it doesn't look like we're doing all of this stuff as, like, clairvoyant. But let's go through it first of all. We haven't got our predictions lined up from Danich, one of our members, but I'm sure at some point over the course of the rest of the day he'll let us know. But we'll start off with what Aid's got, as Aid's not here, and then we'll each name ours after each. So in terms of the show, Will, how do you think it's going to start? What do you think is going to be the first matchup for the weekend?
It'll
For the Rumble.
it'll just as in the actual pay-per-view, it'll be the Kevin Owens Logan Paul match.
To open the show, yeah?
That'll be the opener.
Yeah. I can't see Logan Paul wanting to stick around unless he's going to be in the Rumble itself, and Kevin might be in the Rumble, but
like, and I'm if it is opening, and Logan drops the belt, I could not like this. This will break my heart.
If Logan
drops, well, what I'm about to say.
Okay, go on.
If Logan drops the belt,
Mm-hmm.
then joins the Rumble and wins it.
Oh God.
For some reason, I can see them doing it. I could just sit like I can't imagine it'd be like Triple H's idea, but they kind of go, "Oh, what if we get like the star power in there?" And it just shouldn't be. Like, it will kill me if that happens.
Well,
but I'll get to my actual.
Yeah, Logan's
Rumble winner.
Yeah, we'll talk about the match with each prediction. So,
but I hope Kevin Owens wins it. But for the sake of my anxiety for when the match occurs, I want Logan to win it.
Okay, so do you think Logan's going to win, or do you think he's going to drop it? What's your prediction for it? Let's get it.
I think he's going to win.
You think he's going to win? Okay.
I think he's going to win.
Wibbs agrees. He thinks that Logan Paul is going to retain, but also wants Kevin Owens to win it. I also want Kevin Owens to win it. However,
to bring his fight gimmick back.
Yeah, he's got aggressive again, which is I like that side of Kevin Owens.
His NXT side, where like the prize fighter, where
Yeah.
he headbutted Vince McMahon, where he stamped on the United States Championship when he had that amazing run against John Cena.
Yeah.
I want that Kevin Owens back.
Yeah. I want Fight Owens fight back. Like proper, you know, what
Slamming, like literally.
when his
What?
Titantron movie used to be him like charging at the camera, when it was like
Yeah,
flashing black and white.
when he
That
cannonballs.
yeah, I want
Uh,
that side of Kevin back.
Oh, where he just powerbomb people on the apron, like when he
Oh
did it
yeah,
to Sami Zayn. Oh,
yeah. His pop up power bombs and stuff were so good, and his cannonballs were good. I like
I
that he's got the stunner. I think the stunner suits Kevin. I think it's quite.
don't know why though.
No,
Don't
I
know
don't
why
know
he's
why.
got the stunner.
I don't know why he's got the stunner. It's to say it could be for a number of reasons. I think that's what sparked the feud for them to have their match at WrestleMania, which was Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens, which was Steve's got knees no more, like it's hard for him to go as
That
far.
those braces
Yeah.
were so tightened up. He looked
Oh,
like the Tin Man.
mad.
I'm amazed he
Ridiculous.
wasn't like if there's a silence in the audience, you just hear
Yeah.
as he tried to walk.
That'll be a spot where he has to get like an oil can from under the ring, and you see him just on each side of his knees. My prediction is I think Logan Paul's going to retain it. The issue
Yeah.
being is that Logan Paul is a part-timer, completely a part-timer. It's not even like the same way where like quote unquote Roman's a part-timer, because Roman does do a couple of closed house shows, and
Yeah.
is constantly working. But if ever Logan Paul has a match coming up, which is why people are like, wow, he's so good in the ring. Well, yeah, I'd be that good in the ring if I was spending a month with Shawn Michaels and his team and the person I'm fighting who's been in the business for over a decade going through the match move by move with me. I'd look that good as well. But I think he's going to keep it because but I want Kevin to win it, because then the belt will be seen on TV and the belt will mean something and the belt will be defended when it's not just a pay-per-view. But I think he keeps it, and maybe WrestleMania loses it to LA Knight, possibly.
That's a bold prediction.
Well, I think LA Knight would be a better US title. I think he'd have such a good run as a US champ than he would with any of the others currently. With the other people that have got the belts, I think he just would look better with the US title. But I'm sure we'll get to that when we get to Mania in a couple of months. So yeah, Wibbs has gone for the US title, being retained by Logan Paul. You're in agreement as well, and so am I. So I think across the board, we all think that Logan Paul is going to retain the US title, and then post some more photos of him having a shower with it and sleeping naked in bed with it.
It's just odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just weird.
So I don't do that with my hockey stick. Like
No.
I can.
Yeah,
Calm
when I got my university diploma, my degree, I didn't think know what I'm going to do.
Stick my dick around.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our predictions for that. So let's do the next match in the card. What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be the women's.
It'll be the women's.
It'll be the women's Royal Rumble. I think the women's Rumble either opens the show or it's the second. I don't think it's going to go on later. I don't think it's going to main event. I don't think they're going to do the women's and then the men's right after. I think they're going to try and space it. So they might do one at either end. But women's Royal Rumble. There's a couple of people have been named in it already. And obviously people that haven't, so they can keep it a surprise for the entrance and stuff like that. Where's the... Oh, I had a thing before, but... where is it? There was a whole...
I'm saying now, if Charlotte Flair comes back, Charlotte's winning it.
Oh God, I hope she doesn't. I'm really not a fan
I
of Charlotte
think she'll
Flair.
be the surprise entrance and she'll win it.
It wouldn't surprise me if she does come back. Okay, so we've got confirmed so far for the Women's Royal Rumble. So these are basically our choices that we get to pick. Bayley, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Michin, Selena Vega, Shotzi, and Alba Fire are the women's that we've been confirmed so far. Becky Lynch had a promo on Raw last week, just Monday just gone, where she confronted Rhea Ripley and said that there's a lot of voices in her head that say that Rhea Ripley is better than Becky Lynch, and she needs to win the Royal Rumble to prove those voices wrong.
I think it'll come between. I think the last three in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be this: Bayley,
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair, if she returns,
If she returns.
and Becky Lynch.
Mm.
Becky eliminates Bayley
Mm-hmm.
through whatever, because those are the three like leaders of NXT when it was the black and gold, when it was good. Becky eliminates Bayley somehow, and then as Becky's like turning round, like Charlotte will dump her over or something.
Charlotte swoops.
And I think Charlotte Flair will win it if she returns.
So
if not, I hope Becky wins it.
Okay. Well, for a confirmed pick from the names that we've got, then we'll say for you Becky, because obviously you're hedging your bet so much on Charlotte coming back. I think she's in remission for a knee. She had a knee operation. So she may come back. You're right. She may come back at like 30, and that'll be the big surprise entrance. When we get to talking about who comes back, because I've got a couple of names who I think come back for the Women's Royal Rumble.
I hope R-Truth shows up in a wig.
Fucking Santino Marella comes back as whatever.
And
he was a woman.
What was his woman?
I can't remember. It's been that.
Oh my God! I forgot to mention the greatest moment in a Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
Was when R-Truth thought it was Money in the Bank
and brought out a ladder.
And he runs down and gets out a ladder, and then like Kane just like throws him over.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And he's like, "Who took the briefcase?"
R-Truth's fantastic, and he's running wild on his return. He's been so good recently.
So good.
So funny.
He's so good.
My pick.
Yes.
Yeah. I think me and Wibbles have the same pick. Which is Bayley. He would like Bayley to win. My reason for picking Bayley is because over the past couple of months, ever since Kairi Sane joined Damage Control and returned, which is fantastic. I love Kairi Sane. She's so good. I think she's got one of the best elbow drops in the business. It looks brutal. She does like a Shawn Michaels leap for it, but her legs split and come up to like her head, so it looks like she proper
Fuck knows how you manage that.
Whips herself into it. It looks brutal. But we have as of Friday, we have new women tag team champs, which is the Kabuki Warriors coming back. So we have Asuka and Kairi Sane as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We've got Io Sky as the WWE Women's Champion. Dakota Kai still injured. When is she not? Which leaves Bayley as kind of like an outcast. And there's been sort of a bit of a tension kind of thing going on there. The worst thing to happen, and I think they're trying to push Bayley out. And I think she wins the Rumble to challenge Io Sky at WrestleMania. And it's like the final breaking point where maybe Bayley goes back to being a face because she started hugging again. So maybe we get hugs for Bayley back. I wasn't a big fan of Hug Me Bayley or whatever it was. I'm not a big fan of faces, to be honest. It depends how they're done. But I think Bayley wins to just tear Damage Control apart even more, that she has to go after Io and just it all falls apart. And we have Dakota Kai managing Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky. And it's incredible. That's my prediction. So I think it's going to go.
Yeah.
I think it plays out a nice storyline. After that, I think the Men's Royal Rumble is going to be the main event. I think it's going to be the last show on the last match on the card. because they have to do the whole big.
So
Yeah, they have to do the whole big pointing to the sign and all of that shtick.
like the show.
Yeah, they close out the show with pointing to the sign. But Roman Reigns and his bloodline is just so over at the minute. I'm sick of it. I've been sick of it since last WrestleMania.
I'm getting quite bored.
Yeah, but I think I don't know if it's going to be so over that they're going to make a fatal 4-way the main event, but it's Roman Reigns, so it wouldn't surprise me. Or as me and Danage are calling him, Shredder, because we made an excellent comparison a few months ago, where this was at the time where it was Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and might have been Kevin Owens, or it might have been Seth Rollins. I can't remember, but it was definitely those four against Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And we made the comparison of going, well, you've got Cody Rhodes, who's like the leader, so Leonardo. And then you've got Jey Uso, insignificant as anything, so Donatello. Sami Zayn, you got your Michelangelo, a little bit of a funny guy. And then you've got Kevin Owens as your hot-headed Raphael. So on the flip side, you've got Roman Reigns, Shredder. Yeah. Solo Sikoa and Jimmy. Bebop and Rocksteady.
Well, I'd say, the animated series, like where like the best animated series of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Do you mean the guy with the blonde hair that had like the claw on
yeah,
the
purple dragons.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but him.
Yeah, but this is the comparison we made. So we had Shredder, Bebop and Rocksteady, which makes Paul Heyman.
I'm letting you say it because I keep throwing shit out there.
Krang. And you just can't get the face away. If you just look at Paul Heyman's face.
No, I see it now.
You just can't, call Roman Reigns.
No, I know this is completely off the wrestling subject, but
okay.
Audience, hear me out. How weird was it in that animated series? I don't know, Tom, when you edit this or do whatever, put a picture up. But when Shredder got revealed to be one of those, Krangs.
Oh, when he was cyborg with Krang in his stomach, that kind
Yeah, and, it was just so out of the blue. And then, yeah.
I'm going to put an edit now. So when Roman Reigns is wearing his belt and he's raising his arms.
Yeah, that's where Krang is.
That's where I'll put Paul Heyman.
That's where that son of a bitch hides. Look at him.
I'll put Paul Heyman's fucking head there. Look at it. Look at it.
Don't blink. You'll miss it.
Exactly. But also, I guess in terms of recent times, we've got going after Roman. We've got still Cody and Randy Orton and AJ Styles and LA Knight. The four still works. We've still got all of our turtles there, and now Nick Aldis has got involved as the general manager. There's a Splinter. It's
Damian Priest, Casey Jones.
Damian Priest is Casey Jones carrying that briefcase. Casey Jones.
Kill yourself, Tom.
Running around like that. It's incredible. It's just the comparison is uncanny and will remain that way forever. So
no matter what,
who's winning the 4-way? It's
the 4-way. Now, I don't know if it'll be a 4-way. I'm hoping Priest does something that he cashes in.
Wouldn't that be mad?
But I don't think he'll do it at the start. I think it'll be everyone will hit their finishes on each other. AJ will hit a phenomenal forearm on Randy, then he'll get speared. LA Knight will hit his finisher. And
BFT.
someone will hit a finisher on, like, Randy will, like, RKO LA Knight. And they're all going to be laid out. Judgment Day music hits. Here comes Priest walking down the aisle. He's like, let's fucking go. Um, hits his whatever the
South
fuck
of
he's meant to
Heaven.
do. That's the one. Like, no one really cares about it.
No.
Um,
It's a
hits
choke
that.
slam side effect. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
good.
gonna go. Like, he does it to, like, AJ or someone who's been, like, really beaten up. Doesn't do it to Roman. Won't pin Roman.
Mm.
It goes 1, 2. They kick out. Everyone gets up. They realize Damien's in there. They kick the fuck out of him.
I mean, it would be absolute madness for him to cash in on Roman, because all he's ever done is try to cash in on, because he's on Raw. They've done this brand split. Seth Rollins is on Raw with the World Heavyweight Championship, and it would be absolute madness for them just to go fail a cash in on Roman. It would be insanity.
Well, they've done it in the past with Cena. Like, Damian Priest, he's won it twice, hasn't he?
No, I don't think so. I think he's only ever won it once.
But who's the guy that Cena, like, failed cash in?
I haven't got Cena written down on my thing. Why haven't
No, there's one year that someone had the belt and Cena just, like,
Oh, he distracted.
stopped him from cashing in. Yeah.
Yeah. Theory. Austin Theory tried to cash it in on the US title, which is fucking stupid. Why would you cash it in on a mid card? I guess because it's like, we gave Austin Theory the briefcase in hopes it will get him over, and it hasn't got him quite over, but he needs to cash it in. So we'll have him cash it in on a mid card belt and have him lose.
Yeah.
When we talk about our hot take today.
It's Corbin. That's why.
Corbin. Okay, there we go.
You know what I mean? Lone Wolf, fucking
Yeah.
Archer of Infamy. All
Yeah.
that.
So do you think that Roman retains, though, his title? Do you think he loses it, or do you think he retains it?
I hope he loses it so that he goes a bit more like, when he first came back, when it was The Fiend and Braun Strowman going at it, and then he comes and just wrecks house and then leaves. I want him kind of back to that status.
Mm.
Go on, I think he'll retain. Because The Rock.
Yeah, I think he will do too. I hope he doesn't drop it to The Rock, because I'm, for one, fed up of The Rock. I'm fed up of him just coming back whenever he wants to come back and just being like, "Oh, just fuck." Ever since what he did to, I know I'm a fucking mark for Punk. I always will be a mark for fucking Punk. But what he did to Punk at the Royal Rumble in 2014, nah. Like, I can't be arsed with him just rocking up. Hey, look, just turning up whenever he wants to and just being like, "It's my show now." It's like,
it's not good, is it?
No.
Charlotte Flair, if you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think he retains, but the thing is, Roman, it's going to be really interesting when he drops it, because he needs that belt, Roman.
His whole character.
Yeah, he's head of the table. He's over 1,000 days on the belt. He needs those belts. He needs that belt. When he doesn't have that belt, how can he be head of the table when someone's above him? Which I think is going to make a really interesting arc development for his character, because he's either going to have to go face or he's going to have to go desperate heel, and it's going to be really, really interesting. But he's always been desperate heel since he started the Bloodline, because he's not really ever won clean. There's always been Solo interfering.
There's always been that distraction.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting take into what happens. But yeah,
what would be quite good.
Go on.
Like, if I were to book the Royal Rumble, like the men's side, I almost want the Bloodline to be the last ones in the match.
I pitched this a while ago. When the Royal Rumble was on the cards, I was thinking, what? Because they did this whole weird energy with Solo and Roman, and I was like, what if Solo wins the Rumble?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think that would be fantastic. That's a great way to keep the bloodline going, but have Roman lose the belt.
Yeah, and it'd be so interesting because WrestleMania comes around.
Mm-hmm.
What does Solo do? Does he make his claim, stake his case? Because I don't think, without Solo, I don't think the bloodline would be where they are now.
I agree. Since the Usos dropped their titles to Sammy and Kevin, which was a fantastic story arc for them to have. I loved the Sammy stuff when it came to the bloodline.
Sammy was fucking fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Just this lost puppy trying to help out.
Yeah, entirely. And and Kevin was there trying to make him see that no, they're just using you. Like that they don't care about you. They'll dump you and they'll drop you when you're no use to them. And that whole best friends argument coming back again, and then had that storyline was beautiful together. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, I think Roman retains. I'm fed up of him having the belt, but it's now at the point of, well, who takes it off of him in a realistic way? Who takes it off of him?
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
that's the thing. If he loses it, it won't.
Sorry, say again, man. You cut out a little bit.
If he loses it,
mm-hmm.
It won't be him being pinned.
No.
He won't get pinned for it.
No, I don't. I don't know who's going to get him over. Get who he's going to put over for it. The thing is, the only person that people I think in general will be happy with is if Cody does it. It's the only way people will be happy is if Cody dethrones him. Which is upsetting, but it's like for a lot of people who don't like Cody. I don't mind Cody. He's grown on me a little bit more recently, but when he first came back, I was like, oh, I can't. Ugh, no.
He did the cheesy, the prodigal son's return. I'm here to finish my story. Yeah. And I wasn't a massive thing, to be honest. I wasn't sold on Cody being back to finish the story because there wasn't really a story for him.
No, the whole thing was it was his.
The last time we saw him in WWE,
story.
Yeah, but the last time we saw him in WWE, he was Stardust.
Yeah. No, but it's finishing.
I love Cody, but still,
it's finishing his dad's story, the hard-done times of Dusty Rhodes. It's him finishing that and getting out of his father's shadow by doing what his father couldn't do, main eventing a WrestleMania, which he's done. He's now done that. He's main evented a WrestleMania, and now he wants to own a world title. And you know, Roman's gonna have to be the guy to do it, but. I don't know. It just feels like that's the only way people are going to be happy, but it might just be a year too late now. Like last year when he won the Rumble and they went for that match and then he lost and people were pissed. People were so mad. And we've just had another year of filler. And
I just don't think they've got anything for him. Unfortunately, as much as it might hurt to say, I just don't think that Cody can really do anything.
I don't think he can do anything off of the back of Roman Reigns. I think there's a time for him to do it. But it's kind of like I think that because Roman's had the belt for so long, does the belt feel will the belt feel insignificant when he's not holding it? Like, does it not seem as a coveted prize anymore now that the length of title ownership goes back to being 0?
That's one of the major things that he's had it for so long. What are people going to do?
I don't know.
Why is who's actually going to care?
They either need to bring someone in that is a reasonable replacement to take that belt off of him. But again, it's just he's had the belt for over 1,000 days. Well, one of the belts for over 1,000 days. A collective of probably 1,500 days for both of them, and this new belt which has unified the pair of them, which they're keeping the same amount of time on. It's just who LA Knight couldn't do it. Nelly did it, couldn't do it. Cody couldn't do it. We've got AJ and Orton trying tonight with LA Knight as well. Does The Rock take it off of him? But then who do you have to beat The Rock? Because the only person that made sense to beat The Rock was Cena. Do you just have them two juggling the belt again before Cena drops it to CM Punk? Like, it's just... I just feel like the world title belt now, the WWE title belt, is just a complete clusterfuck.
Interesting take on one, though.
Go on.
What about the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins?
Well, Seth takes it off of Roman.
No, like, as in, I know we're talking about that whole situation, but that's another title that I don't feel is going anywhere.
Not currently, no, because it's on
Like,
Seth, and this is another part of my hot take of why I think Damien is the worst Money in the Bank holder when we get to it. It's another thing like that entirely. But as I predict, still on doing our predictions, Roman to retain. I think that's across the board. I think they're not going to take it off him at the Royal Rumble. I think they'll keep it till WrestleMania, and then he'll lose it then, possibly. Or we'll have it for another year. I hope he does. But after that match, we get to the men's Royal Rumble. Now, Wibbs has put Gunther to win the Royal Rumble this year. That would be great. To see
that
him,
would be so good.
To see him go against... Well, he called out Seth last Monday. He called out Seth.
Yeah.
But I would much rather watch Gunther go at Roman Reigns than watch him go at Seth Rollins.
Those chops.
Oh, man. Those chops, those spears, all of it. Like, I think because Roman has a tendency to have
slap the leukemia out of him.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Christ. Sorry, that was very out there, but Jesus.
No, his chops are ridiculous. But Roman has won off of that Samoan spike from Solo so much. Like, that's always been kind of the end kicker. That if Solo got interfered and spiked Gunther, I think Gunther would kick out at one. Kick out at one, and it would be incredible.
Just absolute scenes.
Go to town
straight away.
Yeah. I think Gunther winning would be great. Gunther is obviously still IC champion. He's the longest running IC champion. And Wibbles was that he's just going to retire it. He's just going to go, I've done as much as I can with this. He's just going to do a Samoan Joe and just go, don't want this TNT or TBS title anymore. Done.
Yeah.
I've done everything I can do with it. I've got my eyes on a different prize. And the Ring General, I'm taking what's the actual big prize. I'd fucking love that. I think that would be great. I'd love him to do that.
He'd be fantastic to do it.
Yeah. My prediction, being a fucking mark that I am, I want Punk to win it. I want Punk to win it purely because of the fact that he was denied his WrestleMania moment, and I want him to have it, and I want to see him go against Seth Rollins. But the issue is Punk hasn't done it.
He's had his WrestleMania moment.
No, he hasn't.
He faced The Undertaker.
He didn't have a main event. That's what he's always wanted. He's always wanted a WrestleMania main event, and he's never had a main event. Him and Cody have the same story, but I prefer CM Punk doing it for himself and Cody doing it for my dad cries during every promo. I want him to do it because of what The Rock took away from him. I want Seth and Punk, but the issue is Punk hasn't had a televised match yet. He's done one closed house show where he went against Dominic Mysterio. Then he cuts a promo by himself. Then he cuts a promo with Seth, and it's incredible. And you go, oh, I want to see Punk versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk's winning the Rumble. That's amazing. Then he cuts a promo with Drew McIntyre, and that's an incredible promo that they cut together. And I go, well, now I want to see Punk versus Drew. And then he cuts another promo with Cody last week, and cuts. And I don't care what Wibbles says. Cuts an amazing promo last week. If you've not seen the promo, guys, go and watch it. It is ridiculous how good it is. Cody asks Punk, what do you want to talk about? And Punk goes, I want to talk about your dad. And it's like, oh, shit. Your dad called me up when you started out in OVW and told me to look after him. This time in the Royal Rumble, I'm not going to be looking out for you. I'm going to be looking for you. And it's like, oh, man, that's incredible. It's like, your dad was the American dream. My dad was a blue-collar worker. He was an electrician. So technically, I'm more of the American dream than you are. And it's like, oh, my God, Punk, you are incredible on the mic. I want Punk to win the Rumble. He's my pick. I'm going to be wearing his T-shirt. I'm going to be fucking chanting his name. I'm going to be singing Cult of Personality. I can't.
It's a fucking good song.
It's a fucking good entrance. I don't care. It's a great entrance. I don't mind being a mark for him. I think he is the best. Okay. Of his generation, he is the best wrestler in the world. Of his generation, he is the best wrestler in the world. Best professional wrestler in the world of his generation. I don't care. People come at me in the comments. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, he wrestled the same time as Chris Jericho. Yeah, he wrestled the same time as The Undertaker, who was my favorite wrestler of all time. He wrestles the same time as Brock Lesnar did. I don't care. CM Punk is the greatest, the best in the world. Best on the microphone, best at commentary, best in the ring. Unbelievable. But yeah, sorry. I'll start marking out now. Who's your pick for the men's Royal Rumble, Will?
For my whole storytelling point of view, yeah. I'd want it to be Solo.
Okay.
That's who I'd want, to be fair.
Do you want to hear who's been confirmed for the match to see if this sways you anyway? Because I think there's a name in here that the last name on this list may sway you in a different direction. So we got Cody Rhodes, obviously, CM Punk, obviously, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Gunter, in all caps, for some reason, whoever wrote this article, Damian Priest.
Yep.
Why? He's got the fucking briefcase. Why is he in the Rumble?
Because he's not doing anything with it.
Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
Santos Escobar.
Ugh.
R-Truth.
Yay!
Carlito.
Oh, shit.
Austin Theory.
Nice.
And the obvious one that I think is Grayson Waller. Obviously, come on.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Him.
Of course, Grayson Waller.
But can I give you my what I'm really hoping happens?
Yeah, give me your storyline pick, and then give me your official pick.
Well, I've got two storyline picks, which would be great. My first one being what we've just spoken about, Solo Sikoa, and the Bloodline being the last ones, and he just goes to town on Jimmy and Jay, takes him out, goes after Roman, and yeah, but I want Big E.
Oh, I would love him to come back.
I want Big E to come back, win the thing. Like, could you imagine the pop, like, number 30, and all you hear is, oh,
Tampa Bay, Florida.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Yeah. Could you imagine the pop that he would get?
Ridiculous.
Like, Kofi and Xavier, like, laid out in the ring from, like, the Bloodline taking them out, or Judgment Day taking them out. And then, Tampa Bay.
Even if it's not 30, just as long as he's in it. Like, Edge came back at, like, 20 or something like that when he came back in 2020, 24 or 26 when he came back. Oh, bro.
No, but I think the pop of, like, the last ones being Judgment Day / Bloodline and the New Day.
Oh, man, that would be... You got JD, Damian Priest, Finn Balor,
Dominic,
R-Truth,
and
in the middle.
R-Truth.
Everyone else around just R-Truth in
the
middle.
R-Truth with the ladder. R-Truth is on his ladder.
He's on his ladder
looking
again.
for the briefcase.
He's so confused. Even though he was doing the tombola wheelie thing and reached his hand in, he still thinks it's a Money in the Bank match and still gets confused.
I hope R-Truth goes to recreate the Brock Lesnar moment with Roman Reigns. You know where Brock brought the tractor out and lifted the ring.
Lifts the ring at SummerSlam.
But I hope R-Truth comes out in like a forklift and it just breaks down like halfway through.
He's just got on commentary. He's not forklift certified. No wonder he didn't get very far. He's not certified. Shouldn't be operating this kind of machinery. He's not.
Yeah, like, God, I hope Big E comes back.
I really do too. I really hope he comes back. So that's your dream pick on the hopes that he comes back. Who out of those, the ones we definitely know, who would you say your pick is? There's a lot there, to be fair. Cody, Punk, Nakamura, Lashley, McIntyre, Gunther, Priest, Kofi, Jimmy, Santos, R-Truth, Carlito, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller.
I'm gonna go with Punk.
You go with Punk as well? Yeah, Punky Brewster.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm going with Punk.
All a big fan for that. Right, the first thing we're going to do now, though, buddy, is I'm just going to bring us over to this wonderful page, which you can't see, unfortunately, but the people watching the pod can see, which is where we've got our podcast table and all of the random number entrants from 1 to 30. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go down the list in terms of Danich and myself and you, and this will be our first, and Wibbs, and this will be our first round of numbers. So we're going to spin it, and we're going to see what does Danich have. His first number entry for bonus points is going to be number 17. So we'll put Danich in at so the 17th entrant for the Royal Rumble, both the men's and women's, for Danich. Then we'll do Wibbles next. Or Aid, rather, I should say. Who's got, number 28. That's a good pick. That's a very, very good pick, I feel, for Wibbles there. Then we shall do myself. I've got number 7. I've got a funny feeling I'm not going to win anything off of that. And then we shall do you, William. Let's spin that wheel, my friend, and see where we end up for you, sir. Oh, you may do. Number 12 is your first entrant number out of the 6 choices that you have. At number 12. It's not a bad number. It's not bad at all. And then, no. And now for the voided number. So if this one wins, then none of us get any points. Well, you're very lucky, my friend, because the first void number is the entrant who comes in at number 1. So that is now out of the cards. Fantastic. And we'll come back to that in a little while. So let's move on to the thing we've talked a little bit about, and let's get a little bit more into it. Who do we think is going to be our surprise entrance that comes back? Who are we excited to see? I've got a couple of theories on women's, and I've got a couple of theories on men's. So
straight away, Big E.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love Big E to come back.
Yeah.
It would just be fantastic. I have a scary feeling, and I don't know why, but it's a gut feeling, and I'm not excited about it. But I just have a feeling. Goldberg.
You think Goldberg's going to come back in this Royal? Do you think he's going to come back for a spot, or do you think he's going to come back? Come back
for a spot.
Okay.
He'll show up. He'll hit a jackhammer on someone, and then to get a bit of, like, I don't know, reputation behind him or someone again, like Damian Priest will eliminate him.
That's there. Or a Drew McIntyre Claymore.
Hope. Yeah, something like that.
Because Drew's eliminated Brock before, and he just comes and gives a Claymore to Goldberg. You know, Goldberg famously beat Brock in 90 seconds at Survivor Series in that crush match.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I could see that.
Speared him like 4 times.
Yeah. There was a
Who's
worrying
been out
tweet.
for a while?
There was a worrying tweet that was posted. I find it worrying anyway.
Oh dear.
It was a tweet that said, maybe I've got one more in me.
Who the fuck said that?
Bow, 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 bow. Good God. Hulk
Did
Hogan.
Oh.
The Hogan said, maybe I've got one more in me. Swear to God, I don't care what number it is. If I hear that music and I see him, I'm putting a gun in my mouth. I can't. Stay at home, Hulk. Stay at home, dude. You know, your biceps blew up at WrestleMania 3. I mean, you carried on your career after that, but please just stop. Just stay at home, man. Unless you're going to come back as NWO. If you're coming back as Hollywood Hogan, I'm all for it. If
with the rest of the NWO.
Yeah, if Jimi Hendrix starts playing it's like I'm popping. I'm popping for that. I'm not popping for you in your red and yellow feather boa. Having none of that.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
It does. It hurts me. It hurts me inside to see you. You don't even remember what state. You probably don't even know where you are. You thought you were in the Superdome, but you know the Silverdome, brother. You know, just Hulkamania is not running wild. Hulkamania is using a walker and a stair lift. Stay at home, Hulk. Stay at home. Have a Horlicks. Some Werther's Original. Watch it on TV. Come out and introduce the show. What? Just don't be in the
Leave
Rumble.
us alone, please, Hulk Hogan.
Just leave. Just leave us alone. Other people that have been out for a while. I can't remember who he was when he was in the WWE. I know who he is now, and there's been kind of a lot of heat around him at the moment. He's currently Matt Cardona, but I can't remember who he was. It wasn't Ty Dillinger. He was whoever was the woo woo woo, that guy.
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, that's it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of buzz around Matt Cardona as on the independents as of over the past couple of years. So you know that's always a possibility. If he comes back as Zack Ryder and that woo woo drops, that music, yeah, popping. I think that would be great.
Ooh, you know it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think that would be fantastic.
Some of the best attire ever to grace WWE. Like the half pant, half like full leg.
Oh.
Was he part
of the three-man band before he was?
No.
Who's in the three-man? Was that Ty Dillinger?
That was Drew McIntyre. Jinder
Mahal.
And Heath Slater.
That's it. The three-man band. We're a three-man band.
That was a tough one.
God, yeah.
And then Brock Lesnar saying to Heath Ledger, not Heath Ledger. Heath Slater. I don't give a shit about your kid.
Yeah, I remember
shakes him by the hand
when he came out with the "I have kids."
Looks him dead in the eye. I don't give a shit about your kids.
Brock was he's fantastic on the mic, Brock. He just had no filter. He never switched off UFC mode from actual wrestling. It was so funny. Good. Women's, I've got a couple that I think are going to come back. I think finally Jade Cargill's going to debut. Like, she was signed before Survivor Series, and she just hasn't been on TV. She hasn't been on NXT. She hasn't done anything. She hasn't done anything. They did a really weird spot with her announcement, which might have been at Survivor Series, I think, where she just kind of got out of a car in her full ring gear and just walked, and that was all we ever saw of her. And then she wasn't in a match. She didn't do an interview spot. She was just walking. I think they've delayed her debut slightly because unfortunately her mother passed away. So I think that might be why we haven't seen her yet. So they may bring her back. They may introduce her at the Rumble, which might be a thing. Sasha Banks, or Monique, I think her name is currently in New Japan. I don't know. can really care less about Sasha Banks. But she was seen at an AEW show. She was seen at All In London. But there's buzz around her coming back.
It's done nothing though.
No. Charlotte Flair.
Like I said,
She's in remission with her knee. So there's a possibility of Charlotte coming back. I don't know who else in terms of maybe the Bellas, like Brie Bella, maybe kind of like Nikki or something. I don't know, some weird kind of like nostalgia returns. But
Karma comes back.
Lita comes back from her injury.
Possibly.
Maybe she comes back. I don't know who else has been out. Dakota Kai's been out, but like Alexa Bliss because she had a baby. If Alexa Bliss comes back, I'm popping. I love Alexa Bliss.
Still furious about that.
What about her having a baby?
I have not married her yet.
No. I'm not entirely sure.
I hope Karma comes. I want Karma to come back.
Karma to come back. Good.
And beat the fuck out of Nia Jax.
Yeah. Because Karma could actually wrestle in comparison to Nia Jax.
Yeah.
I hate Nia Jax. Don't think anyone likes Nia Jax.
Look, she injures people. She's not a wrestler.
I got a funny feeling Liv Morgan's not going to come back at the Rumble. I don't know if her drug bust is still ongoing. There's obviously ones we can expect to see in the Rumble. NXT upcomers, Becky Lynch, Piper Niven, Shotzi, well, she's been confirmed to be it anyway.
What's her name? Gigi something.
Gigi Doland.
That's her name.
Yeah.
She's kind of done nothing ever since the breakup of Lethal Attraction.
Yeah, no, I can see her. I think, yeah, in terms of returns, I think Jade Cargill's going to start, or not going to start, but I think she's going to be back. I think she's going to debut. Sasha Banks might come back. Naomi, maybe. With her glow-up shoes. I haven't seen Carmella in a long time. Carmella may come back. Someone who
Possibly.
I do... Sorry, go on.
No, I said possibly.
Possibly.
I was agreeing with you about Carmella.
Do you know who I do think is going to come back, though? AJ
Who's
Lee.
that? It would be lovely to see her.
Yeah. And think about, you've got two couples now. You've got two married couples. I don't know if there's probably more. I haven't really looked at it. But you've got two... Oh, is anyone else married to anyone else who's wrestling in the WWE together? But you got Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. You have AJ Lee come back. You got AJ Lee and CM Punk.
Johnny Gargano and... Oh, her name was in my head. I can't think of her name now. Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Yeah. Karrion Kross is doing some weird thing with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae. There it is.
That's the one.
Candice LeRae. Yeah. We haven't seen Candice in a while. Don't know if she's been released or whatever. But I can see AJ Lee coming back. I don't think she'll win it, but I can see her coming back. But yeah, that would be quite good. For the men's, I have a theory. I don't think it's gonna happen. I want it to happen. He either debuts at number 1 or debuts at number 30 because he hasn't been seen for a while. I know people are talking about he's already re-signed his contract and he'll be there for them until 2025 or 2027 or whatever it is. But I have this beautiful image in my brain of you have Cody Rhodes, CM Punk stood in the middle of the ring in the Royal Rumble, bodies littered around them all the way up to 29, and then 30 hits, the buzzer goes, bah, and MJF's music hits.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God, that would be... You've got Cody Rhodes, who raised MJF in AEW. Then you've got the greatest feud that we've had in the past 10 years between MJF and CM Punk. All three of them now in the WWE. All three of them that have slagged off the WWE when they were in AEW and have all come back to where the grass is supposedly greener. Oh, it would be so good. And I'd like to see MJF versus Roman, but I don't think MJF is a WWE product. He's too sweary. He's too loud-mouthed. he
he
talks to
loves
the
it too
crowd.
much.
Yeah, he likes that side. He likes being that kind of heel face. But ever since the whole shit with Adam Cole, I don't know.
That was heartbreaking.
It was
Thanks for
heartbreaking.
bringing that up.
Sorry, didn't mean to do it.
It's about WWE.
Do you think we're going to get any old timers in the men? Like when we had Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Roddy Piper come back. Do you think
God, that was a poor year.
get any proper oldies coming back? Proper any legends? See if there's any WWF legends that are still knocking about.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I can imagine, like, he'll probably show his wrinkly ass at some point.
Yeah. Steve.
Well, Steve possibly. I semi-hope not, because it's like, please don't break the character.
Yeah. Don't hurt yourself.
Because, yeah, like if I see Steve Austin like in the middle of the ring, like just absolutely blown out, like Vince when he fucking blew his
yeah.
quads out from
Yeah.
sliding into the ring.
And then Shane, WrestleMania just been, tears his quads as well in a match with The Miz.
Oh, and like the Miz just running the ropes.
Yeah. Keeps running.
And he's just like, well, what the fuck? And then gets down and beats the fuck out of him.
It's so hard to like find people that are alive still. But it depends, like, I mean, we could even go back to like our era. Like if Crime Time show up.
Well, they can't.
Well, no,
one of them's dead.
That's true, yeah.
I think it was like Shaquille or whatever his name was.
JTG?
No, JTG's I think still alive. I think the other one's... Did the other one die?
I don't know. I know Super Crazy is still wrestling in Japan. So Super Crazy could come back on his lawnmower.
You can do it, buddy.
You can do it.
You know who I do hope, and you probably won't remember him, but he was part of the Cruiserweights. Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy, of course I remember Jimmy Wang Yang. Jimmy Wang Yang in his cowboy boots and his cowboy hat. Of course I remember Jimmy Wang Yang.
The Asian guy pretending to be a cowboy. And he would he was fantastic.
I'll remember to pull up a photo of Jimmy Wang Yang when we saw, the man, the legend Jimmy Wang Yang. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
I remember there was a pay-per-view and there was like a cruiserweight gauntlet match, and he was fantastic in that. He was so good. He just showed up and just smashed it.
It'd be so good.
That was like when Brian Kendrick was like this skinny little guy, and it wasn't Kendrick.
Oh,
who I'd actually love to see in WWE at some point?
Go on.
I'd love to see. But it'll never happen because that time's passed. But the Motor City Machine Gun,
right?
TNA,
from
TNA guys,
TNA
when they were properly in their prime.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so good. But yeah, it's not happening.
No. It'd be amazing. There'd be so many good things from our generation of that SmackDown and Raw era to come back into the Royal Rumble that were just so. I don't say shit, but they were. They were just so low radar. They were very good, but they just weren't getting the push that they wanted. I mean, we had the Hurricane come back a few years ago, Gregory Helms. That was incredible. Got eliminated immediately by Cena. That would be great. Who else would be really, really good from that generation era? Psychosis, obviously super crazy.
The
Hurricane. Sin Cara.
I think Kane will come back.
You think Kane will come back?
I think Kane will make a cameo.
Corporate Kane, or are we getting Big Red Machine masked?
I hope so.
Oh, bring back all the jobs. Kane and Carly come back.
And Big Show? Wait, no, he's AEW.
Big Show's AEW, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a fantastic walkout Titantron. Because he's gone back to being Paul White. He's gone to his real name, Paul White.
Yeah.
But when he walks out on the flashing Titantron, it says "No more BS," which is obviously no more bullshit, but also no more Big Show. I think that's that's good. That's very,
That
very
that
good.
it's subtlety and it's finest,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that would be good. I want the game. I want Triple H to come out and wrestle in the Royal Rumble. Bring the game back. Stephanie McMahon comes out for the women's.
Like, do you remember when they were doing like the authority and everything, and it would just be like, oh, here they come. Like when it was like again when it was Roman's like Royal Rumble, like the
Oh
game,
yeah, where he had to
like
defend
and
the
Triple H
title
came
in
out.
the Rumble.
Yeah,
That should be how he should drop it again. He should just have to defend that shit in the Rumble again.
yeah, but they'll never get away with it because he's not like fighting the authority. He's
No.
just fighting Nick Aldis.
But it's the most irritating thing in the world, that time of Roman Reigns. No wonder he wasn't over, because the Shield broke up and he kept the same music and the same look. He still wore his
Oh
body
yeah,
armor.
that
He
like
still
that
had his
little
stupid
vest.
burn out, burn out, burn,
But
his
he was
stupid
the big
walkout.
dog.
Big bad dog. Roman Reigns has never been over in my books. He's never been over for me. The Shield, Dean Ambrose was the better person to watch. I liked watching Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
And you know, we know how that went. But I always, I think that's the most drawing factor for all the Royal Rumble, is to see who's going to come back and in what capacity are they going to come back. Who's going to return? There was speculation about Brock coming back, because he usually does for the Rumble. Always comes back for the Rumble and for the big pay-per-views. But I'm guessing over recent news, I don't think he's going to be coming back. I don't think he's going to want to be seen. So I would actually love if they brought back some like ECW originals. Like if, like, you know, but like not necessarily great ones, just some of the ones that were there. Like if they brought back like Kevin Thorne. They brought back like just the vampire. Sandman comes down from the crowds and smashes a beer over his head.
That would be fucking cool.
Like I'm
Van
not
Damme? What's he doing these days?
smoking a fuck ton of pot. Is what Van Damme's doing. It's all he's. I don't know if he's still doing that, but he's just.
Have you seen? He's 53 now. Like,
Yeah,
to be
I think
fair.
he is still wrestling though. I think he's been on the circuit. I just don't think he's been. I think it's been doing it like, you know, people will pay him to be there and he'll come and do like a 10-minute match or a squash or something. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think they'd allow his wife into the place
Yeah.
because she's
12.
no, no. She like I think their whole stick is like Rob's like just going with the flow, beats people up, and she's a whore or something like that.
Oh, right. I have no idea. I haven't really looked into the Van Damme. It would be good though if it was just like 3, 2, 1, boom, one of a kind. That would be
It's
just
that
for
was
the
a
music.
fucking great song.
Just for the song.
Oh yeah.
Give a fuck about the 50-year-old Van Damme coming out. Just for the song, it would be enough.
Oh, it's
for me.
alright.
But yeah, some ECW originals, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman. Oh, I don't know if Test is. I don't think Test is still alive, but I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Diamond Dallas Page. He's
too busy fucking doing yoga.
He's way too old now as well. He had a great spot with MJF about a year ago, where MJF was like, "How about I take one of those diamond daughters of yours?" I was like, "Fucking hell,
Ooh.
Max, Jesus Christ!" But I'm always excited for the returns. I think everyone's excited for the returns. They're always the best bits.
Yeah.
So let's roll our next set of numbers while we're here for it. Let me bring us back over this. And it spins. The wheel goes round and round and round for Danich's next pick. Number 19. He's got 17 and 19. He's got a nice little window for himself here. 19's a solid bet for a number. Yeah. Let's have a spin for Adrian. Adrian clocking in at number 22. Okay. So yeah. There seems to be a sort of of a grouping. I seem to have everything below 10. You're kind of in the 10s to 15s, and Danich is in the 15s to 20s, and Wibbs is in the 20s to 30s. That's fair. Just everyone in those windows. Well, here's mine. Oh, yeah, goodie for me. Clocking in at number 5. I got a funny feeling I'm getting no fucking bonus points off of this. Let's give it a right. And now for you, sir, for a second batch. Oh, you're joining me in the below 10s, dude, with 8 coming at number 8. It feels like very much a throwaway number there, dude. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone who's won it at number 8, memorably. And the void number for this round is number 11. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Great. So that brings us on to talking about the Royal Rumble as well. If you very, very quickly go through this, don't need much of an explanation for it, but if you have your top, well, your stable, your top 4 entrants into the Royal Rumble, just a quick sort of thing of who you've got at number 4, and not in any particular order. It's not like it's ranked or anything, but just that and a brief explanation why. We'll go through.
So the best people for me in the Rumbles, like, this is history talking, but once again, are
right.
For comedic value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no other value, but he's just fabulous. And he just goes for it, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
But then I'll have to say Edge when he returned.
Oh yeah.
Like, that pop, like the emotion on his face from it all.
Oh.
Like 11 long years. I actually had tears in my eyes.
Same. I was on the brink when the buzz and the pause and just.
You think you know me?
Yeah.
Brah, 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 and
there's that brief moment where you go, no, that's.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and it's like, I've got goosebumps now thinking about it. Just the noise.
It's just something else.
It's incredible.
It's one of those times you'd kill to be in that crowd.
Oh yeah.
But sorry, it's not like part of it. But one of my most annoying, like one of the things that was most turn debut was when AJ Styles debuted.
Right.
And it was the one where like, Roman Reigns, like, had his title on the line.
Yeah.
And they stayed on his face
for
like 10 seconds instead of seeing it going like, I am
phenomenal,
like the best, whatever, and then it went, I am phenomenal. Then it went over.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, show the entire thing. Get us worked into it as well.
Yeah.
Don't just show Roman looking confused.
Mm-hmm. Because it just took away from everything. Miro, well, not Miro at the time, it was Rusev. Rusev goes over, and then it's just bang, it's number 3 on the entrance, and then like it shows the screen do the black and the change, and then you're right, cuts to Roman looking confused, and then all of a sudden AJ's halfway down the ramp and flicks his hood up.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, come on, like,
give us the entrance,
at least that. Like, let us be part of it. It's just, yeah, it's a bit mad to me. This is quite a difficult one, to be fair. Kofi, to be honest, but in his prime, like when he like did the handstands around the ring and like pogo sticked his way back on, like it was like when he came in and you'd know something was going to happen with him being eliminated. But then, like last year, he was meant to get caught by something, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
and it just didn't.
I think,
and it kind of took the mystique out of it.
I don't think it was last year's, but there's been a couple of times where he's done the same spot and it hasn't worked. Where he's been pushed off of the ring apron and has tried to land on the barrier, well, on the barricade, and then like has touched the floor.
Both feet touched.
And they have to call him out, and it's like, okay, at least they're calling him out on it and not letting him go through with it. Because it would just be like, a lot of people would be going, but he's out.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, hmm, I can't think of another one. No, I can't think of another one.
Okay.
So who have I got? Archer,
You got
Edge,
R-Truth, Edge,
Kofi.
Kofi.
To be fair, when Kane eliminated 13 guys from the Rumble,
Yeah, that's a staple
yeah,
in history. They talk about it every year. I mean, his record's
like
been beat, but
still fucking
it's still
impressive.
incredible. Yeah, Kane in the Rumble is like a big. It used to be such a. It used to be such like a state. He'd been so much. It'd be like it was a trend. It would always be there. You know, he'd always be not debuting, but he'd always be in the Rumble, and you could expect him to come
Yeah,
out, and it'd be great. You know, masked Kane or bold Kane. Corporate Kane, not so much because one of the things that gripes me in the Rumble is when people when people are eliminated from the Rumble and then climb up onto the apron and then eliminate someone themselves by pulling them over. I fucking hate that shit. I hate it so much. Again, talking like a fucking mark because Kane did it to Punk, but it still just really irritates me. You shouldn't be allowed to do it.
yeah. What about you then?
Right. So, I've also got Kofi on mine for the
Nice.
exact same reasons you said when he did the pogo stick with JBL's chair, when he did the handstand, where he was dumped on the side of the barricade and ran and jumped, when he was caught by Big E on his shoulders, the pancake spot, all of that. Yeah, Kofi is Mr. Royal Rumble at that time. Just always an entertaining spot was going to be had with Kofi. Cameras wouldn't leave Kofi when he was in the Royal Rumble, and it was great. Um, I've got Brock. I've got Brock Lesnar mainly for the 2020 Royal Rumble when he came in at number 1 and was just eliminating body after body after body, and it was just great. It was just really entertaining to watch, and that satisfaction of Drew claymoring him over the top rope. Mwah, chef's kiss. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I've got Macho Man Randy Savage.
Nice.
I've got the Macho Man because I believe he is the only person to eliminate himself twice. He eliminated himself and he tried to get a pin in the Royal Rumble and was confused as to why it wasn't working and then eliminated himself and then eliminated himself again in another Royal Rumble. And a bit of a left field pick for my last one. I've got a member of the Bushwhackers. Now, hear me out. The reason why is because I think they have the best. He had the record for the quickest elimination for a while, and it's that fucking walk he does, where he's got both arms out at his side, the Bushwhacker walk, where he's just walking, walks up the steps, into the ring, walks, gets grabbed, thrown over the rope, lands, but the walk never stops. That walk just keeps on going. It is iconic. When I think of the Royal Rumble, I think of that moment, and it kills me every time. I think it might even be Slaughter. I don't know if I think it is the Bushwhacker, but I don't know if it's just so funny. It's so funny and it's so good, and I laugh about it every time I see it. Every time they play it on that Royal Rumble history vid, I'm in pieces. Yeah. I'm in pieces. And
it is fantastic.
And then Santino broke the record by getting eliminated in 0.4 of a
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Apparently, that was over chicken. According to a backstage segment, that was over the fact that Santino Marella took Kane's chicken when Kane was reaching for it, and Santino's fork got there first, and he took it. So Kane just eliminated him in 0.4 of a second. Fucking brilliant. Why not? We'll do our next third round of numbers, and then on so get rid of that. Rolling it for Danich. Danich's number for the Rumble. Oh, God damn it, dude. Number 26. He's getting some good numbers here, Danich. Don't fancy our odds here, buddy. The number 30 spot is still open, though. Here we go. Next one for Aid. Oh, unlucky for some, but hopefully not for Wibbs. Number 13. Okay, now spinning for myself. Hey, I'm finally out of those low digits, baby. Give me number 23. It's a good number. And now for Will's. Will's next number. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Oh, coming in at the number 2 spot. You never know. Shawn Michaels. Was it Shawn? Sure. Shawn returns at number 2. To be honest, I'd fucking love that if he came out with his broken legs and back. And now the voided number. Number 14. Fantastic. Right. We're going to move on to another segment now. Just a little fun little segment here. Just another kind of top 5 in wrestling history. Today, our top 5, or this week rather, our top 5 is the top 5 beards in wrestling.
I've got one straight away.
Go on, dude.
Goddamn, Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan.
Or Big Red, as he's sometimes known.
The Wyatt family in general have made it onto my list as well in terms of top 5.
Like I was gonna put the whole Wyatt family, but I was worried you'd be like, no, you can't have.
No, I'd accept the whole Wyatt. I've got them down as the Wyatt family crumb catchers. Those great big fucking things that they had. Your turkey legs and everything going in there. Yep, they're on my list.
Daniel Bryan.
Brian's on when he's what you on about homeless goat Brian. Big
homeless goat Brian.
He's on my list.
No, it's not a super long one where it was like down to someone's nipple level. But when Orton had his whenever Orton has that stubbly beardy kind of thing. I'm quite a fan of that, to be
Interesting.
Yeah.
Randy didn't make it on my list, but Snitsky's rat tail on his face, that made it onto mine.
I was going to say, I feel like, when Brian had his, it was a bit like, it's very much the same as Snitsky's. I was like,
Snitsky's beard.
Yeah. Do you remember when he threw that baby?
He just punted it. Punts a baby. Do you know that's a disgusting segment? Do you know that's the product? That's Kane's rape child that he punts.
Oh, yes.
It's a segment where he raped Stephanie. Yeah, and that was their spawn. So Snitsky punts it into the fucking crowd.
Yes, I remember that.
God, that was wild. What on earth were they? Vince, you madman.
Probably Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, another custody battle. Okay.
It's my rape, baby.
Who else is on your list? Got 2 more left on the list.
This is a hair and beard combo.
Okay.
This is one that I was pretty much he looks damn good with it but when Seth was going through a phase where he was just getting battered all the time and his hair was scraggly and just horrible.
Was this when Seth was the Messiah? Was it that time?
Yeah, that time, when he started to look desperate and things.
Yeah.
And his hair would be all fluffy because it had dried out because the baby oil had fallen out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He just looked good. I don't care what people are gonna say about me. He just looked damn good in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'd say Seth at that point.
unreal. I've got
Um,
I've got CM Punk's mutton chops when he came back.
yes,
Those weird ass fucking sideburns that he had that came round when he was feuding with Paul Heyman and Ryback.
that was an interesting time.
What were you doing, Punk? What was the choice that you made there, man? Oh, they were disgusting.
Is it interesting, Soul?
Yeah. All right, and last one, buddy.
Hmm. Can I do an honourable mention?
You do an honorable mention, I'm sure.
An honourable mention to the Undertaker's ginger stubble
When he first
because
debuted.
like you've got this like what 7 foot behemoth, whatever he
Yeah.
like dressed as like this demon from hell that has come up to like smite them. And he's just got this ginger beard. Like I've got ginger stubble.
Yeah.
Like, and it does not make me look harder. I know the under, but you can't be the Undertaker,
Yeah.
the man that is like meant to come and like make people regret their decisions, and have ginger stubble.
No. The first time he comes out and it's just like ginger mullet, big ginger beard, purple
Yeah,
eyeshadow. It's like, yeah, that's he looked great. Don't get me wrong. When he debuted, he looked fantastic. But yeah, that I'm so glad he shaved and dyed his hair black.
yeah,
My last guy, and also is on Wibb's list as well. Wibbs has got the Harley Race Hogan, the Anvil Jim Neidhart, or as he should be called, the Clanville Jim Clanhart, because of a terrible spot they did. You know, on WWE now they do this whole like wearing a black hoodie and coming out to the ring as a surprise, like attacker. Yeah, there's footage of Jim Neidhart as a dressed in a white cloak with a white pointed hood. It's not a good look, Jim. It's not good.
they I don't know how they do
I,
these
I
things.
don't know. I think it was an in-house show. Luckily, I don't think it was on TV. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was not a good look.
It's
He's
like
also got Dirty Dutch Mantel, who I'm not familiar with, but I'll put a photo up of Dirty Dutch. And the same person we've got is Big Papa Pump, and I've called him the Reverse Runway Scott Steiner for that bleach blonde white beard apart from that one strip of black that he had on his chin. Iconic. That and his chainmail and doing bench presses. Incredible. God, I love Scott Steiner.
right. I'm ready for my number one,
All right, you're number one.
Viscera.
Viscera's. Oh, his. Didn't he just have like a goatee? Not a goatee.
He, I
Fucking.
swear he just had like a little soul patch.
That's it. A soul patch and a bright white mohawk, bleach blonde.
Yeah,
Oh my god, Big
and
Daddy
like
Viscera, world's largest
and
love
then like
machine.
he was just an interesting man.
That beard.
Like, and the way when he got older, it just like you could tell he just couldn't be arsed shaving anymore. So it just turned into like 5 o'clock shadow around
Yeah,
his. Right.
around his soul patch.
Rest in peace, big guy.
Yeah, with his little teeth and he was such a weird character. World's largest love machine, with no teeth, a bright white mohawk, and white lensed contact lenses.
Yeah.
What a weird guy. But yeah, don't forget to guys put your top 5 beards in the comments down below and all that stuff. Let us know, as well as your Royal Rumble staples and stuff. Um, I'll very quickly do the next round of numbers. We're almost done with these. So very quickly for Danish. Let's have a look. Come in, Danish, at number 21. It's a good number pick for you there, sir. Next number for 8 is number 6. I can't type. My hands are going mad. Myself. 18. And for William. Will with number 29. That's a very good number to have. Especially with some of the old timers like Punk, who probably can't go for a full hour and 20 in the ring, coming in at number 29. Could be very, very good. And the Void number this round is number 10. So no perfect 10 on the Void. Unbelievable. Okay, we'll move into our last segment now before we do our last round of numbers and close up for the thing. So our last thing we're going to talk about now is just basically something that's been annoying me for a while and is a bit of a hot take, but I think that Damian Priest is the worst Money in the Bank briefcase holder of all time.
I agree with you on it because of the fact that he did the whole they did the whole like, will he, won't he, will he, and then he went into this whole like, he's coming to do it, but then like it would get messed up by someone, and then just he hasn't done anything since.
Yeah,
and I think the Bloodline are just going to drop him at some.
Judgment Day.
Sorry, who did I say?
Bloodline.
Yeah, the same thing basically
Judgment
these
Day.
days.
Yeah.
Well, I think Judgment Day will just drop him if he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Or he'll go against the Bloodline. God damn it, the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Well, there's a theory going around that apparently the contract isn't in his briefcase and Finn actually has it, and Finn is going to cash in when Damian tries to cash in, and that's going to split the Bloodline because of Finn's very slow, very short reign before he got injured as Universal Champion. That was less than 24 hours. But I completely agree. He's done nothing with it, and it's just been attempt after attempt after attempt that's been interrupted by Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton returning or whatever it may be. But to go through some of these people that have won it, and this is why it's kind of like comparing Damian Priest. First, you have Edge, then you have RVD, Kennedy. Kennedy had to give up the briefcase again because he got injured. He gave it up. Yeah. I think he gave it to Edge again. Punk wins it twice in a row. Jack Swagger's won it. Then they had a SmackDown one where Kane won it, which is a bit of a crap person to give, but Kane won it. Cashed it in the same day. The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Damien Sandow, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Brock, even though it's bullshit Brock winning it because he wasn't even in the match, but just decided, hey-oh.
That was
I'm
a
Brock
very
Lesnar.
Interesting call, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where he just ran down, pushed... Who was it that, like...
I don't know.
Who was at the top?
But if you look at that card, if you look at that match lineup, there's no one in there that you go, they'd be a good champ. But like Brock, if you can find out who it is and who's in the match, and then Otis wins it in the COVID era, then loses it in a match to the Miz on a bet. Big E won it and cashed it in, and it was incredible. Austin Theory won it, cashed it in on the US title and lost. And then recently Damian Priest. Now there are some there to argue that there have been worse ones, but Damian Priest hasn't done anything. And the thing that cements it for me is that why would you... This thing with WWE and wrestling in general, where they don't put common sense in their storylines.
That was it. So it was Mustafa Ali was at the top of the ladder about to win. And then Brock shows up, takes him out because Sami Zayn wasn't there, and just kicks him off, and then takes the briefcase.
Why not? Like
Yeah.
the whole everyone in that match is not in WWE eyes anyway championship material, not high
No,
level championship material.
it was McIntyre.
McIntyre was okay. They've done McIntyre dirty. Ooh, okay, yeah, maybe not then. But
I mean, it's just not good, is it?
no.
Not good enough on their side.
But with Priest, the thing that cemented me and annoys me with wrestling is that when they don't introduce common sense into wrestling storylines or wrestling in general. Prime example of that is in the Royal Rumble. We'll see it tonight. It's going to irritate me every time I see it, but it's going to be there. Is when someone is trying to eliminate somebody, do you come along and hit the person who's trying to eliminate somebody? Why do you stop them doing it? Makes no sense, but it's just so the match can keep going and so people can have their spots and the right person eliminates the right person. But what cemented me for Damian Priest this week is Seth Rollins came out and said, I've torn this in my knee, I've torn that in my knee, I've torn this, I'm out, I'm injured, but I will defend this title at WrestleMania. Why the fuck would you not cash in? Why would you not?
Do you remember the Hardcore Championship where it was like you had to defend at any time, any place?
Yeah, like they did with the 24/7 in their soft version for the modern day era. Yeah, but yeah, the Hardcore Championship as it should be. Yeah.
Like that's basically what you should be able to do with the Money in the Bank.
Just any time. I mean, you're in bed sleeping, cash it in. Pin him.
Really fucking quietly.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding.
And then the bells.
Yeah, the bell's really loud. You got Becky
they
Lynch
brought the
is trying to
actual
sleep
one back.
next to him.
With the baby.
Yeah. Turns out it's Damian Priest in an orange wig. Just comes around, pins him. But it's just like, if you want, because they obviously this is why I think they're building to either Gunther going after him, because we've got the Bash in Berlin, and Gunther is world champion at the Bash of Berlin. He's from Austria, in Germany, as champ. It's going to be a big selling point for Europeans to come and watch, as if Gunther's world champion. But just for the sake of that he's injured, and if he's out for longer than 3 months and he can't defend it at WrestleMania, why not just have Damian cash in and dump the title on him? And then Damian can hold it for 3 months and then lose it at WrestleMania to somebody. But the time's passed now, so whatever happens at the Rumble is what's going to have to go. If it goes towards the World Heavyweight Championship, is just what's going to have to happen. But it's so
just gonna be what it is.
Yeah, it's just so dumb. But the thing is, when the Money in the Bank came along for the year that he won it, I wanted Damian to win it. Damian was my pick to win it. I was like, Damian's going to win this. I want Damian to win this. It'd be great. And he just hasn't fucking done anything with it.
Like it would have been so good, but it's just never gonna happen.
No, I don't. Is he just gonna lose it?
I can imagine Finn might turn around and
I would love that.
Take it off him.
I would love Finn to already have the contract and just cash it.
They never open the briefcase, do they? So like,
no.
How are we gonna know? Like, that Finn's got it.
Yeah. Well, he won the green one. He won the green Money in the Bank, obviously the actual briefcase, and then the briefcase was taken away from him, and JD rocks up and goes, "Here, I've got you a present. Send your Money in the Bank," and he's got the Judgment Day purple one. Yeah. So, who did he? So he defeated Logan Paul, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Butch, and LA Knight to become Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was very much. It was only going to be.
Yeah, no. At that time period, no one was being pushed to be champ.
Yeah.
So Damian was the only thing because of the Judgment Day. Judgment Day still have the world tag titles. Rhea Ripley still women's world champion. Dominic Mysterio is no longer the NA champion because he's not on NXT. So why give him the belt? Yeah. So it's just an interesting thing. So I just think he's done such a crap job with this belt. What's the point, really?
He's done. Like, and
Yeah.
then if they manage to pull it off, fair play. But
Yeah.
I just don't feel like they will.
If he cashes in at the Rumble, I will be so shocked. If he cashes in to lose it, I would be
Yeah,
it'd be incredible. If he cashes it in just to go like, look, Damien, man, like he's injured. We had plans for you to do this at Chamber, but he's injured, so we can't have you do it. So you're just gonna have to lose it. I'm sorry, or you're gonna have to cash in at Mania, which he might do. He might heist of the century it. He might just Punk versus Rollins. Punk just about wins it, and Damian Priest comes in and takes it, or tries to take it, and then Finn comes in and takes it. Whatever it may be, but something needs to be done with this briefcase because it is just getting irritating now.
It's boring.
It is.
Basically.
It is. I think because it's just been seen too much. When the briefcase isn't seen, and it's surprised cashed in and it happens, that's the good bit. But it seems to be every opportunity.
Or if it's just a constant threat, like if it's an actual threat,
yeah,
it works. But if it's just we're bringing it out to bring it out, it's just It
was an interesting theory about the War Games that it came out for War Games, which means if he cashed it in, then the match becomes a title match.
Yeah.
But doesn't that make the match everyone? Because when Seth Rollins cashed it in,
every man for themselves.
When Seth Rollins cashed it in against Roman and Brock, it wasn't a one-on-one; it became a triple threat. Yeah. So does whoever gets the pin is world champion?
Battle Royale.
Yeah, just a huge big thing. A fatal 8-way or whatever it would have been, 7-way. Stupid, absolutely stupid spot. But I get it because it was to introduce Randy Orton coming back. But it was a stupid spot. So stupid. Right. I'm going to do our last batch of numbers, buddy, and then we'll close up for this episode of the podcast. So, back to the spin for Danich. Got 2 more runs of this. We're almost done. Danich, you lucky son of a gun. Grabbing that number 30 spot. He's not even here. Say it's a present for his mum's birthday. Spinning it for Edge. Yeah. Happy birthday. 25 for Wibbles. Yeah. Always 25. For myself, number 20. No, not awful. For you, dear sir, running low on numbers. We've got 1 more spin each after this. Number 4. And our void number is... Why does it look like there's less numbers left than spots to write? Number 3. Oh. Famously won at number 3 by Ric Flair for the tear in my eye speech. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, last run of 5s. We've got 9, 15, 16, 24, and lucky number 27. So I'm not sure if that number still applies. I love you. Wibbs grabbing that number 15 spot. No, sorry, Danich grabbing that number 15 spot. Oh, it's rigged. Oh, shit, I'm cheating. Wibbs grabbing. Oh. Yep, Wibble's grabbing that number 27, that lucky 27. Most winners entered at number 27. I don't know if that stat's still accurate. No, for myself. Oh, good God. Number 16. So, William, you're either getting number 9 or number 24. It is number 9. And the final one, obviously, coming for the void at number 24. So, Will, your picks are number 2, number 4, number 8, number 9, number 12, and number 29. Myself, number 5, number 7, number 18, number 20, number 23. Wibble's at number 6, number 13, number 22, number 27, and number 28. And Danich, nothing below 15. Number 15, 17, 18, 30, 26, and 21. Why does he have 1 minute? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, it is all even. I was so confused, and I thought Danish had one more than the rest of us, and I was about to call him a filthy cheater. But it's okay. We all have the same numbers. Right, well, to close up for today then, Will, I just want to say thank you so much for coming along for your first episode today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, look at us in sync.
Incredible. We just know each other. Managed to get this episode under 2 hours, which is great. Feels like it's been forever.
Wow.
It's been very, very, very good. A lot of good fun. I hope you enjoy the Rumble if you're watching it today. If not, whatever happens.
I will definitely be catching highlights because 1 o'clock.
That's very, very true. I know Danish are staying up for it.
Even though that I'm 27 years old, ladies, I like to be in bed by 9 o'clock. I'm an old man.
That's very, very fair. It kicks off for me in 7 hours. So this episode will be edited and uploaded before the pre-show starts, so people can watch it and listen to it and all that kind of stuff, which would be great. I'll be watching it. I'll be doing a live reactory play-by-play of it on Twitch, so that'll be fun. So here's to I don't know, a hopeful Royal Rumble. Not entirely sure it's going to be a great one, but definitely remaining hopeful. I think that's all we can do.
God, I just hope it goes well. Like, not as though, like, I hope it goes off with a hit. Hope they don't fuck it up.
Yeah. I hope it... Yeah, I completely agree. This is the start of the road to WrestleMania. It starts today. Starts tonight. I hope it's a good road. I hope it's a good, clear-cut path that we're getting. And we just stick to it. And whatever happens, happens. And if they did what they did last year, where they elevate our expectations, I just hope they don't pull the rug out from under us like they did last year, but I hope it gets to that same level of hype and that same level of buzz. So for all those around watching the Royal Rumble today, I hope you all have a good time and enjoy it, and hopefully your picks come through as ours do today. Hopefully next weekend, will be the next episode of the podcast for us to do. Hopefully all of us together to come back and discuss some things. Should be good. So guys, thank you ever so much. If you are watching this on YouTube, hate to do the cliche, but please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff down below. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or on Amazon Music or Acast, also don't forget to subscribe and hit a bell to get notified when we release new episodes. We're going to be good this year. We're going to try and get episodes out every week. Do our best to do that for us. So thank you guys ever so much, and we will see you all soon. Do you want to see anything before we go, Will?
Do it or else.
Say again. Do it or else.
Yeah. Do all that or else.
Or else. We'll come for you.
I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know. My favorite wrestler is Chris Benoit. Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Oh,
remember who you're fucking with.
Thank you guys. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.